Welcome to Your Yes-Filled Life. I'm your host, Brenda Winkle, educator, healer, speaker, guide, and fierce advocate for your yes. I help sensitive and successful men and women find, reclaim, and live from their full embodied yes. Through empowering you to understand your energetic hygiene, establish healthy boundaries, and heal your nervous system, you'll be able to create your yes-filled life and move through your days with more freedom, more ease, and more joy. You'll hear inspiring stories of people who found their full-bodied yes, thought leaders who pursued their own dreams and are living life on their terms, and learn new ways to find the courage, joy, ease, and freedom to more fully step into your yes-filled life. Say no to the good so you can say yes to the great. Join me on this journey to discover your yes-filled life. Whether you're looking to break free from the golden handcuffs, start a new business, find your dream job, or simply live with more intention and mindfulness, I've got you covered. Let's explore the possibilities together and make your dreams a reality. Ready? Let's do this. Let's get you to your yes-filled life. Hello and welcome to Your Yes-Filled Life. I'm your host, Brenda Winkle. I'm so glad you're here today. I'm taking you behind the scenes into a masterclass I recently taught called 3 Secrets from an Energy Worker to Create a Life and Home You Love. Now, you're not going to get to hear the whole masterclass because you have to actually show up to get all the benefits like the breath work, the Q&A, the community, the chance to meet other people, but you'll get some really juicy content. I also want to make sure that you know about something really special that I'm working on. I have a brand new offer called Inviting Your Yes. Inviting Your Yes is a 5-week journey. You'll go from feeling overwhelmed and depleted to feeling calm, peace, and ease. You'll remember your true essence so you can live into the mission as the light worker that you really are. This is a 5-week journey that begins on November 16th. We're enrolling through November 15th. It's a way for you to clear way to your yes. And it's a perfect fit for you if you are a seeker of truth, clarity, connection, inspiration, peace, love, service, or joy. It's for you if you're a successful, but feeling stressed, tired, or anxious. It's for you if you're someone who you know has got some things holding you back and you're ready to blast through those blocks. It's for you if you know you are a light worker. You are here to do big things, to share love and light in a big way. And you want to create impact in your life, your family, and the world, all while living into your soul's curriculum. If you know this, you already know that there's something bigger out there than just you or me. Call it source, God, the universe, creator. Maybe you just call it love. And here's what else you know. Only love is real. But sometimes in our duality that's showing up in the world right now, it's easy to forget that. And by the end of this program, you will have remembered. For more information, go to brendawinkle.com/invite my yes. INVITEMYYES, all lowercase. I can't wait to see you in there. And we're going to dive into this free masterclass. And if you want to experience a masterclass with breathwork, make sure you sign up for my next one. Here we go. So glad to see you here today, Karen. I know we've got some other people getting ready to log in. I'm very excited about today. Today is 11/11, which, as you know, is a beautiful set of angel numbers, really compounding the energy of 1, which is all about manifestation and being aligned to your purpose. And so I love, love, love that we get to spend today in community. And I know that there's a few people who are going to be watching the replay of this as well, but we're going to go ahead and just dive in. All right. So today you're going to learn how to work with the energy around you to reduce your stress, increase your abundance, clear emotional and physical clutter, minimize decision fatigue, optimize your environment so that it supports you. And you're going to go from feeling overwhelmed and depleted to feeling calm, peace, and ease so that you can live into the mission of your soul without getting distracted by the day to day. So, invitation to make this time yours. Invitation to turn off your distractions, perhaps putting your phone on do not disturb if that feels accessible to you, maybe closing a door and just really allowing yourself to just marinate in this moment. I'm switching my screen up just a little bit because I realized I couldn't see some things. So this is 3 secrets from an energy worker to create a life and home you love. We're going to have an intention setting, so you'll get to really claim what you want to get out of our time together. You'll experience the profound shifts in a breathwork drop-in. We'll dive into 3 ways that you can use energy work to create a life and home you love. So you're here because you feel like you know there's something more. You feel the impact of emotional or physical clutter, and that might be when we're talking about emotional clutter, it might be stress, anxiety, overwhelm, decision fatigue. Maybe you're starting something new, or maybe it's physical clutter. Maybe there's just so much that it feels like you can't think. You're distracted by the day-to-day tasks and day-to-day activities because there's so much stuff, and it feels impossible to decide what you want to get rid of, and you just really want a sanctuary where you can do the work of your soul. And you're here because you feel a longing for more peace, ease, and flow in your life. You want to connect to the purpose of your soul, to slow down, to savor your life, and to leave the hustle behind. You want to feel peaceful and joyful in your work, in your home, in your relationships with others, and with yourself. So I'm Brenda, you know me, but in case somebody watching the replay does not, I'm an advanced trauma-informed breathwork facilitator trained in the subtle energetics and energy medicine. I'm a Reiki master and teacher, advanced theta healing meditation technique practitioner with additional training in Dig Deeper and the basic DNA training. I'm an advanced clendening technique practitioner, which is something most people haven't heard of on the west coast of the United States, but it is gaining popularity in New Zealand and on the East Coast. I have a master's degree in educational leadership, and I'm a trauma-informed somatic coach in training. So I invite you to imagine your life 1 year from today. So close your eyes and just imagine with me, what is life like for you? What environment are you in? How are you fully living into your soul's purpose? What are you doing? Who are you with? Now, invitation to open your eyes and think about that vision of 1 year from today. And now think about today's the 1111 portal. What do you want to call in? What's your intention for our time together? What do you hope to gain out of this masterclass so that you can really get to that vision in a year from now? Invitation to think about it, invitation to share it in the chat. All right. All right, we're going to keep going. No, don't slow down. Keep sharing if you're sharing. So energy has no walls. If there's anywhere in your life where there's a lumpy rug, it's showing up in more than one place, not only in the rug. So the solution is to use energy work to create a life and home you love. Here's where we're going. We're going to start with breath work because your energy comes first. You lead with your energy. Energy has no walls. We'll talk about what that means and how you can utilize it. We're going to talk about lumpy rugs. We're going to define what they are, how to get rid of them. We'll talk about how you can become your highest authority, how you can maximize and optimize the energy in your space. I'll share how to work with me, and we'll also have a time for questions. So first of all, we're going to start with breath work because your energy comes first. Everything responds to your energy. So we're going to go ahead and drop into a breathwork experience. Yeah, it's so good. Okay, I'm going to come back to my screen, keeping myself focused here. So we're going to dive into pillar number 2, which is energy has no walls. So when you think about electricity, electricity has to have limiters. Otherwise, it electrocutes. It goes everywhere. That's why we have electrical wires. That's why we have the coating on electrical cords. That's why we have the outlet covers, because energy has no walls. So in the energy that we use to power our homes, we put protectors on that. But the energy that we're using around our lives has no walls. So how you're showing up in one area of your life is impacting every area. Your happiness, peace, joy, and fulfillment is limited by the least cleaned up part. So if you're unfulfilled, it's showing up in the work that you do. If you're unhappy at work, it's impacting your family because you're taking it home. If you're not being a good steward of your finances, it's impacting your ability to call in more abundance. If your home is messy, it's showing up because it's impacting your ability to show up on time because you can't find things. Sometimes you can't even find your keys. How do I know this? Well, I know this because I've lived it, because learning to clean up energy is part of my work too. It affects us all. So, how you do anything is how you do everything. And real integrity is doing the right thing. Nobody's going to know whether you did it or not, according to Oprah Winfrey. I would add that integrity to you is one of the most powerful tools you can add to your life. Keeping the promises that you make to you, making sure you are happy and joyful and fulfilled, because you can only take your kids, your clients, your coworkers, your students, your family as far as you've gone. Now, I already know that you have a high level of integrity simply because you're showing up here. That's the kind of people that I attract and that I work with. And I also know that because we're human, we might accidentally have some lumpy rugs. So that leads us to pillar number 3. A lumpy rug. So picture this first. There's a long hallway, and in the hallway is a big, long runner rug. Now, as people walk on the rug, just the normal traffic, it causes that rug to have little bunches, little lumps, right? So when we get ready to remove the lump in an actual rug, we have to go to one end and we have to pull it flat, and we have to go to the other end and we have to pull it flat, and we have to make sure that there's nothing underneath the rug. The same thing happens in our lives. If we have the normal traffic of our daily lives, if we have the conversations, the normal content that arises for all of us, and we don't clean it up, it becomes a lumpy rug. And just the same way a lumpy rug in a hallway can trip you, a lumpy rug in your life can also trip you. So a lumpy rug in your life might be the doctor's appointment you haven't scheduled, but you know you need to. It might be the checkbook that you haven't balanced, the promises you haven't kept to yourself, the conversation you haven't had with your partner about how you really feel about that thing, the conversation with your friend where you say, what you're doing is hurting me. Or maybe it's the pile of clutter in the corner or the bills that you haven't paid. Whatever the lumpy rug is, that lumpy rug is impacting your ability to clearly move through your life. So we want to smooth out the rugs without making the rug bad. We don't want to put value on or judgment on this, because that just makes us freeze up even more, right? So we want to smooth them out and recognize that it can be scary or even triggering to smooth out the rug. And that's because your nervous system's job is to keep you alive. Your nervous system is probably telling your body or your mind that the thing that you want to do or the thing you want to say is actually a threat. So you're not bad or weak for having lumpy rugs. You're responding to your own nervous system's capacity to have the conversation, to set the boundary, or to admit something to yourself. This is value neutral. It's not good or bad. It just is. And the more work you do around healing your nervous system, the more you'll be able to down regulate your nervous system so that the thing that you want to do does not feel like a threat, because you're healing your nervous system. You're healing those inner parts. And you don't have to tell us what it is, but if you have ever had a lumpy rug in your life, put a 1 in the chat. If I could find my chat box on my screen right now, I'd put a 1 there. Yeah. We all have had lumpy. Oh, I see a 1 on the screen. That was very clever. Nice, nicely done. So lumpy rugs are part of our work. They're the content that helps us evolve. We don't want to make them bad. We want to learn to move through them. The key is to heal your nervous system by gradually increasing your window of tolerance and healing those unhealed parts of ourselves, where we kind of break off from ourselves and get frozen in a moment of time when we're 3 or 7 or 17 or 24, where we have kind of that version of ourselves that's running the show, where our 8-year-old might be the one that's in control. The 8-year-old's driving the boat today, if we don't really address those unhealed parts. Now, healing your nervous system isn't something that you can flip a switch for. It takes time, it takes repetition, and it takes consistently widening that window of tolerance with somatic practices like breathwork. Your ability to tolerate the body's perception of setting the boundary or having the deep conversation or telling the truth is literally what we're increasing as we heal our nervous system's capacity. Those things become so much easier as your nervous system heals. So I want to say again, you aren't bad or wrong or weak for not having done the things that you haven't been able to do. So if you have ever felt like you literally could not do the thing you wanted to do, and you weren't quite sure why, put a 1 in the chat or hold up your 1, depending on what the case may be. There's the 1. I see the 1. I see another 1. Yes, 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 yes. It happens to all of us. And there's 2 differences between the people who can clean up their lumpy rugs and the people who can't. People who can clean up their lumpy rugs have a commitment to keeping their energy squeaky clean and prioritizing that squeaky clean energy. Doesn't mean you're doing it all the time, 100%. It means there's a commitment to doing it. And again, content arises in our lives that shows us, oh, look, I have a lumpy rug right there. I didn't know I had one. Now I know. So number 1 is they have a commitment to keeping that energy squeaky clean. And number 2, people who clean up their lumpy rugs have increased their nervous system's capacity and ability to deal with stressful situations so that they no longer feel like a life-threatening threat. That's the only difference between people who can clean up their lumpy rugs and people who cannot. Which leads us to pillar number 4. You are your highest authority. No one knows what's right for you except for you. We often give away this power. We often ask people, what do you think? What do you think I should do? Or sometimes we even come in with I think you might need to fix me. I might be broken. But I want to assure you, you are not broken and you don't need to be fixed. You already have everything inside you that you need. Your body is connected to your truth always. You don't need somebody to tell you what to do. You just need someone to fully believe in your capacity to know what to do. Your body's talking to you all day long, all day, every day. It's giving you sensations like, oh, this feels really good. This feels so exciting. This feels expansive. This feels joyful, or feelings like anxiety or worry or stress. Tuning into those sensations or feelings is part of the path to becoming your own highest authority. But we're inculcated to ignore those feelings. We're told to push them down and push through them. And when we can tune back into the wisdom of our body, we get to do a lot of different things with a lot more freedom, because your body already knows what's true for you, even if your mind feels too busy to admit it. And here's why. You have 3 intelligence centers. You have the mind, which is the mental field. You have your heart, which is connected to the emotional body. And then you have the intuitive body, which lives somewhat outside of you. Some would say even it's around your gut. Have you ever heard the phrase, trust your gut? It's because your gut already knows. Your gut, in fact, contains actual brain cells on the lining of your stomach. Your gut really does know. Now, these intuitive centers, the mind, the heart, and the gut, they all process at different speeds. So you have to slow down to be able to tap into that wisdom. That means we need to intentionally reduce the speed that we're living in order for that intelligence to reveal itself. And for some of us, that's really where the work is, because we're so stuck in busyness, both because that's how our culture functions, because it's part of the capitalistic society, and because it's a trauma response. Staying busy is a way to avoid feeling the feelings, right? So when we think about the gut, like trust your gut literally contains brain cells, and the heart has been actually called the second brain because we're finding that it impacts everything energetically in the body. Now, the Institute of Heart Math has hundreds of studies around the intelligence of the heart, the ways in which it connects to other people with mirror neurons, whether or not you're in the same locality, as well as heart-centered and heart-led missions. When we tune into our hearts, we're tuning into our own authority, which leads us to pillar number 5. Your environment, the space around you, has a tremendous impact on your body, your well-being, your access to intuition, and your sense of authority. Now, if energy is everything, and it is, the energy of your physical space is impacting your energy. So if you have clutter around, it can actually translate into energetic chaos. So if it feels like you just can't stop thinking, or you can't figure it out, or you have so many ideas you can't quite function, it could literally be your body and your nervous system's response to your physical environment. Now, we've talked about energy having no walls, and that is so true. So if you have clutter in your office, your business or career might also be experiencing a form of clutter. If you have clutter in the bedroom, it might lead to misunderstandings with your partner. Or if you're single, it might keep you single if you're looking for a partner, if your bedroom has clothes piled on every chair. Clutter in the living room might impact your ability to feel at peace in the room where you live. And so all of these things are really impactful. And the fastest way to impact your well-being, your health, your abundance, your career is to clean up your space energetically. It doesn't seem like it should be step 1. And maybe it's not. Maybe feeling good is the first step, but it's definitely like step 1A is to clean up your environment. This is where things like sage and crystals and Nag Champa and burning Palo Santo, all come in, but they won't work as effectively as you want them to if you have any kind of clutter around, whether that's mental clutter, emotional clutter, or physical clutter. So when I say that, we're talking about the lumpy rugs and literally messy closets. That might be relationships, finances, or actual closets. And the way to clear it up is to clear it up. My client Mel Grigio said, "Since working with you, I feel more clear-headed, curious, open, at ease, empowered. I truly feel the massive shift that happened in working with you, and it's so beautiful to witness it unfolding a little bit more each day since." Now, feng shui is the ancient Chinese practice of activating positive energy and mitigating negative energy. It's also the practice of balancing energies, trying to make sure that there's not one energetic component, let's say, for example, the metal element, that is predominant in your home. Indigenous traditions, such as smudging or using sage or incense, have been around for thousands of years. And they work because they work. We know that they work. They literally clean energy. And it might seem implausible to think that changing your physical environment could have that big of impact, but it's absolutely huge. Think about when a space has been cleared and when it hasn't. So for a moment, let's think about somebody in your mind's eye who has a really neat, tidy home. Not museum tidy where you feel like you can't sit down or touch anything, but just tidy. And just feel into that energy. And now think about the energy of someone who has a messy, cluttered home. Piles of things, Maybe just a piece of trash here that needs to be thrown away. Feel into that energy. Can you feel the difference? Yeah. Yeah. So sage, crystals, and feng shui will only work when we get rid of any literal or metaphorical rugs. Will they work without it? Yes, of course they will, because energy is everything. So if you're directing that positive energy, it's going to have an impact. But to have the true transformation, we need to remember energy is everything. So the obvious question is, do you want to stay confused or do you want to follow a proven roadmap? So you're invited into a brand new offer called Inviting Your Yes. And I happen to know one of you on this call is a founding member. So excited to have you there. So in this course, you will become your highest authority. You will identify and clear patterns that are costing you energy inside and out. You will optimize your internal landscape and physical environment to support you without overwhelm and decision fatigue. In module 1, I'm going to teach you to become your highest authority. We'll talk about muscle testing, learning to trust yourself and your intuition. In module 2, we're going to identify and clear the hidden costs to your yes. We'll be talking about actual bug lists, like what's on your bug list, and we'll be getting to the bottom of those. Then in module 3, we're going to talk about how to clear way to your yes, making small physical changes to your environment that have a big impact on how you feel. And then in module 4, we're going to talk about squeaky clean energy. I'll be bringing in sage and crystals, oracle cards, and more, as well as giving you the lowdown on some things you really want to avoid in your physical space that might be impacting the energy in a negative way, things that you've never thought about. For example, having water in your bedroom is a great way to increase misunderstandings. So we'll talk about all that and more, but there's more support in this course. There's breath work, there's Q&A sessions, and there's integration or co-working sessions. So this isn't going to be another course that ends up on your desktop. You're actually going to get to do the work in real time, in real community. So what you get is 4 recorded modules with short digestible videos, PDF guides, and lists to support you. Plus, you can get access to the new moon breath ceremony with breathwork on the evening of December 12th to call in what you want for the new year. You'll get 5 live calls. Each one starts with breathwork. And then we have Q&A with implementation and co-working built into the same call. You log into one call and you get to do all of that at once. We clear your energy, then we clear physical energy. So you'll make real progress and have the support of me and your community with you in real time as you make progress on the concepts. You get all the PDF guides, checklists, and videos, the VIP breathwork sessions, the 5 Q&A calls with implementation time and co-working built in, the new moon ceremony to call in the new year that you want to experience, which is the total value of around $4,500. But this course is selling for $997 because my soul's mission is to reconnect you to your soul's mission. And the framework here inside Inviting Your Yes is exactly how to do that. So I want to make it a no-brainer for you, an easy way to say yes. Jamie McTerray said, working on my energy, I don't know why it says with me, allowed my heart to expand and connect with others. I released decades old pain and stuck emotions. Working with Brenda created more space and freedom within my body, which has created more space and freedom in my life. I know that not everybody has the ability to do one payment of $997. So I have a payment plan where you can do 3 payments of $397 for a total price of $1,100. And you can enroll by going to brendawinkle.com/invite my yes. So you can have a special bonus of the new moon breathwork ceremony the evening of December 12th. And that's a fast action bonus if you do something in the next 24 hours. And I have one I don't even have a bonus I don't even have listed, which is your free energy audit to be talking about with me. What energetic configuration are you most? Are you mostly earth? Are you mostly water? Are you mostly air? Are you fire? We'll be talking all about that. And then in that new moon ceremony, you're going to be able to consider the blank canvas of 2024. What are you calling in? What do you want on that canvas? So Inviting Your Yes is 3 payments of $397 for a total price of $1,100 or 1 payment of $997. You're here because you know there's more for you. You know there's something more out there. You're feeling the impact of emotional and physical clutter on your energy and your clarity. And you have a longing for peace, ease, and more flow in your life. So I would love to invite you into this brand new offer. It's going to be absolutely game changing. Now, if you're thinking, I'm not sure I have the time, I get that. If you think you don't have the time, maybe you don't. You only know what's right for you. I mean, truly. But my question to you would be, how much time could you save if you smoothed out all those lumpy rugs? And how much time could you save if you had the clarity around what's next for you? And how supportive would it feel to do this work in community and not feel like you're on your own? And maybe you feel like, I'm not sure I want to spend the money. And maybe you don't even have the money, and that gets to be here too. But spending money on yourself and your development is an investment. And it's a true investment. And it's the only investment you can make with 100% guarantee, because it's never wrong to invest in you. You have total control over the outcome when you invest in you. The stock market might go up or down, housing prices might go up or down, but the more you invest in you and your development, that is a surefire guarantee. So investing in yourself is an actual literal investment. How much more fully can you show up in your life when you do this work? And what would that allow you to be able to do? And you might be thinking, I don't know if this is the right time. Or maybe it's not the right time. You are your highest authority, so only you know. But let me ask you this. Is there any such thing as a right time? Investing in clearing and cleaning up your energy is going to give you more time, more freedom, more energy, probably more money, because when energy has no walls, and you're also going to have access to the recordings, the calls, and the modules, so that if you want to watch it again and again and again and do the work, you are able to do that. So I would love to answer any questions that you might have. I put the information in the chat. And if this feels like, gosh, I think I know somebody who'd really love this, invitation to share that with them, invite them to come on this journey with you. And I'd love to have you in there as well. Enrollment is open through November 15th, and we begin with our first live call on November 16th. Here are the takeaways. Number one, your energy comes first. When you take care of your energy, protecting it, prioritizing it, and making sure you feel really good, it works every time. Energy comes over strategy. Number two, energy has no walls. How you're showing up in one place in your life is how you're showing up in every place of your life. Number three, cleaning up lumpy rugs, those things that need attention, has a huge impact on your energy and your life. Think of the doctor's appointment you haven't scheduled, or the checkbook not balanced, the promises to yourself you haven't kept, the conversation you haven't had with your partner about how you really feel, or telling your friend the things that you need to say. Number four, you are your highest authority. You are the only one who knows what's best for you. And number five, the energy in your space, in your environment, really matters. Inviting Your Yes is enrolling now. And for more information, you can click the link in the show notes or go to brendawinkle.com/invite my yes. INVITEMYYES. Enrollment closes on November 15th at 9 p.m. Pacific. But don't you worry if you miss that. Reach out to me because I'll put you on the waiting list. This is such a juicy course. I know I'm going to launch it again. Thank you so much for listening to Your Yes Filled Life podcast. If you haven't left the podcast a rating or a review yet, my request is please go do that now. It makes such a big difference in the podcast. And if you loved this episode, please share it with a friend. My mission is to help you reconnect to your soul's mission. And I know that there is a light inside you burning bright. You are a light worker. I know this because you're attracted to me. and I work with light workers. So let's go together and shine our lights brightly into the world. Bye for now. Until next time.